has been announced. That is, the examination for the core subjects is on 19th July, and the examination for the languages are on 22nd July. Correct? So the examination timings is from 10:15 to 1:30. So it is a hard time for you to start study if you have not started studying. So please do study. Okay, and they have also told that you will be having a break, in the sense the first paper, if the first paper is max you are writing, after max, for the science they give us some revision time to the children, so that they get revised to the topic and then write the science paper, and after that again they get revised for the social paper and then write the social paper. This is what the announcement has been done, but let's see what they do. If they give the opportunity for the invigilator to take a stand for those timings, or will they give opportunity to the students to take a stand on that time. It all depends on that. So if they give you the time, if they don't give you the time, please do work out the sums and work out, read everything. Okay. Yes, the part of the lesson today and tomorrow's class, both the classes, this year chapter will be ended. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. I've told you so many times, if you have any doubt, ask. I'll help you with that. So even today I'm telling you, if you have any doubts, you can ask me to that, and I'll help you out in solving that. Clear? Then start studying. It's a high time to study. Now if you want, if the time has been permitted to you, at that time you cannot study the whole textbook within 20 minutes or 25 minutes. So what you are going to do is, you are going to read all the less lessons, in the sense easier lessons. You go through that thoroughly without any line living, and if it is of a tough lesson, you make a points. If you feel that you forget, so for the example, in the mathematics, surface area and volume has lot of formulas, so you forget the formulas. If you have a memorization power, if you have a memory power, very well, it is well good. If you do not have the power at that time, what you are going to do, you are going to read all the other chapters. AP, you have only 3 formulas. Triangles, it is based on the theorems what you are going to solve. Like that, statistics also some problem, that is mean, mode and median. That's all you have, and OJ you will be having. That's what we are going to do it in our class today. And living that statistics, you have surface area and volume, more number of formulas. Curve surface area, lateral surface area, total surface area, volume, you have 6 solids. So it is very difficult. If you feel, so you write down, you chop down the formulas in a paper. Do not take that as a check, to just take it, and when they give you time to revise, at that time you can sit and revise that, so that you get the formulas very perfect. And please do remember all the hints what it has been given. Now, as yesterday's class, you had seen that if the cylinder is being cut, you will get a rectangle. If the cone is being cut, what shape you will get? You won't get any shape. It is a cone itself. If you cut a sphere, it is a hemisphere. If you cut a frustum, you won't get any other different shape. It is a frustum itself. If you cut and open the frustum, it is frustum itself. It will be a long and frustum, that's all, but nothing else. It won't turn into the square or the rectangle. So you need to learn, you need to see which figure is being formed when you are going to cut it. When you are going to cut the cube, at that time what happens, it will be turning into the 4 walls plus 2 walls. That is 6 walls you will be getting. That's all. It is not going to give you any other shape. Correct? Like that. If they ask you the total length, if they give you the total length of a cube and the breadth, at that time it turns to a rectangle. The total length is 44 and the breadth is 20. Then it's a rectangle. You can put a formula to L into B and point it out. So you see to that, what if the solid is being break, what happens, what type of solid is being formed. So memorize everything. If you have any doubt, ask. Today's statistics lesson will be completed, and in the tomorrow's class, trigonometry is being left out. That is the introduction of trigonometry and application of trigonometry and construction. So 3 more lessons are there that will also be completed. Do not worry. It is hardly you have 20 days time. If you have not yet started studying, please do start studying from today at least. Spend some time, in your study so that you get more score in your exam. Yes, they give you time for the revision, but it is all in the hands of invigilator, what type of invigilator you get. Okay, if they allow you, then you can. If some person, if she wait for a long time that all the class members should complete it, and then she gives you the time, you will, if you have completed earlier, and your time has been wasted there. So it is everything depending on the invigilator. What the invigilator take a stand is very important. So let us wait for the revision time, what they give, and the duration of the examination. But if they give you the revision time, it is well and good. It will be a very helpful for you. If they won't, then what you will do? So you need to prepare it in before itself. Correct? 3 hours, 3.5 hours of examination is a high time for you. Correct? And you have 19th as the core subjects and 22nd as the languages. Do not worry. You have gap between. You have 2 days gap between the 2 exams. So concentrate. This is on Monday, I think so probably, and this will be on Thursday or Friday, like that. So you have gap for the languages and for the core subjects. Concentrate on the complete core subject, practice well, and keep it aside. Complete, or you take the languages, complete everything and keep it aside. So plan yourself and do. It will be a very easy examination if you plan well and do the examination. Now, in the last class, we had completed with the coordinate, surface area and volume. In today's class, we are going to start about statistics. Then, what is a statistics? What is statistics? You had learned it in your earlier class. Excuse me. Yeah. What is a statistics? Yeah, when you listen to a word statistics, what do you remember? As this word statistics says, you are collecting some information. You are going to collect some information. You are going to represent some information. You are going to collect what they have given. You are going to present it. You are analyzing the things. Analyze. You are going to analyze and interpret the data. You are going to interpret the You are going to interpret what? A data. Data. To understand the statistics, let me take an example. What they have first, the word first in the definition says it is the collection of things. Why? What are you going to collect in the sense? For example, you have 6 subjects. In that 6 subjects, I'll take 4 subjects. Mathematics, Kannada, science, and social studies. So you have 4 subjects being taken. The first thing is you are going to collect things. You are going to see what is given. Correct? They have given how many subjects? They have given 4 subjects. Now, what is the matter we are talking about? We are talking about how many like what subjects. If I have class members with 10 students, if I have a class with 10 students, if I have a class with 10 students, how many of them like what all subjects is the thing. So let me take a random names of the students and then ask them which subject are you going to like. For example, if I take a first child, okay, let her name be Divya. If Divya like, if I ask Divya, what subject do you like in this 4? What might be her answer? It might be M, that is the mathematics. Then Hamsapriya, next which type of subjects do you like in this 4? And her answer might be Kannada. Then Chetan, which subjects do you like? His answer might be science. And coming to Danik, which subjects do you like? He might say maths. And Spandana, then she might also say Kannada. Then what else you have? Chandana might like maths. And Yukta might like social studies. 7 over. Then still 3 more members. Then you have Priyanka. Priyanka might also like mathematics itself. Then you have Prakriti. Prakriti might like Kannada. Then the last one, Panchami, might like maths. So these are the 10 students I have given them a choice. I have given 4 subjects and I have told them to choose one subject in that. So this is the thing. These are the likes of the students. Now what? I have collected my information. Yes, I've made 10 students to stand and I've collected which subjects do you like? I've collected. Now I need to present it. How am I going to present it? I am going to present it in a tabular column. So here subjects and how many of them liked. Correct? How many of them liked what subject? So for the first one, what do I have? I have math. So how many of them like math? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 members like math subject. Okay. Then what is the next one? Next is Kannada. How many of them like Kannada? 1, 2, 3. 3 members like Kannada. Correct? Then how many of them like science? Let me make this as science. So science is of 4. How many of them like science? Science is how many they have? 1, 2. 2 science. Then coming to social. How many of them like social? It is only 1. So this is the presentation. You are going to present what all the data you have collected. Randomly you would have collected and I'm going to present it. Whatever the data I have found out. Then what is they have telling you need to analyze. What you are going to analyze? Which is the most liked subject and which is the least liked subject. Which is the most liked subject? It is math. Correct? Math is the most liked subject by everybody. And in that 10 students. Then which is the unliked subject? Social. Social might not be liked by those 10 students. Okay? Then what are you going to interpret? You are going to give a neat statement. What are you going to give a meaningful statement? A meaningful statement in the sense, which is the most liked subject? It is math. Why? 4 members of 10 students, they are liking maths. Then, which is the least liked subject? It is social. Why? In that 10 students, only 1 student likes social. What is the next least subject if they ask? That is science. 2 of them. In that 10 students, 2 of them like science. So this is statistics. What is that? You are going to collect the information, what you wanted. Then you are going to present it in a neat tabular column and then you are going to analyze and interpret. Interpret in the sense you are going to keep it in a meaningful sentence. Now, what is this like column called as? What is this like column called as? I'll say it as a frequency. Frequency. Why should I call it as a frequency? I have taken some data. I need to represent it in a tabular column. Yes, I have represented in a tabular column. But I have a frequency. 10 janadalli 4 jana, 10 janadalli 3 jana. In 10, 2 members, in 10, 1 member is liking the subject. So I'm getting the frequency. If I wanted to turn it into percentage, I can turn it into percentage. So if you have any data that interpret that interpret some number of observations, that interpret an observation you have observed. So you have the observation in the given collection of information. You have observed that 4 members like math, like that. When you are observing things in such a way that you are going to have it in the meaningful, the frequency, if you are going to have it in the frequency table, then you are going to say it as a statistics, correct? Then this one is the frequency distribution table. Why is it frequency distribution table? You are going to have the observation like how many members are liking this, or how many times of math is being liked by the students. So this is about the frequency, correct? I think you have a clear picture of the statistic. Statistics is nothing. You have some information. You are going to collect the information, present it in a neat tabular column. You analyze which is the most, which is the least, and you are going to interpret in a meaningful manner. Now, I have told you about the frequency, but you might have some confusions in that frequency, correct? So let me clear that. What did I tell you? It is the observation. What are you observing? How many times that observation is being occurred. So it is number of times given data. So what is the frequency? It is number of times observation has occurred in the given data. You had a data, right? In that math was 4 times. In that social was 1 time. That is the observation what you did. So whatever the observation is not in this only. When I have marks scored in a subject, when I have how many members are present in 20 days. If I take all of them, you have some numbers in that. So that numbers, whatever the number you get, whatever the observation you do, that is called as frequency, and it is represented in Fi, and frequency is represented in Fi. Next, coming to the next topic. So these are all you have learnt it in your lower classes. Next, coming what you wanted in this class, that is class interval. What is this class interval? What is this class interval? Yeah, you in your when you score marks, when you are going to do percentage and you wanted to grade your percentage, correct? You will be having, or we for us it will be given, that is from 90 to 100 percentage it is A plus. Then from 80 from 80 to 90 it is A. No, from 70 to 90 it is A. Then from 60 to 70 it is B plus, like this. Some grades will be given for particular number. So this is the class interval from this number to this number. If you had scored 90.5 or if you have scored 90.1, where do you lie? Will you lie in A plus or A? Where will you lie? You will be lying in A plus. Why? This is the lowest limit what you have. Lowest limit, you should score 90. If you have scored 90, it is A plus. Then the upper limit, that is 100. If you had scored 105, will that upper limit holds good? No, it should be 100. Or if you have scored 99.9, then it is A plus. Okay, if you have scored 100.1 also, it is not A plus. You do not score 100.1. No one will score in that way. I'm giving you an example, okay? When you have 90 and above, 90 and above, it might be 90.1 or 90.0001. It might be 90.90 and above numbers, it is the lower limits, and 100 below numbers, it is the upper limit. But within 100 and above 90, it should be there. So this is the class interval between the numbers, between two numbers, that is the lower limit and upper limit, between it will be there given, no? So it is called as the class interval. Okay, then let me come to the class mark. Class mark is nothing but what we have learned now, that is the lower limit and the upper limit. Coming to class mark, what is this class mark? What is this class mark? Class mark is nothing but if you have this as a frequency, it is as a class interval. Now this is the class interval. Okay, this class mark is being represented as xi. This class mark is being represented as xi. Okay, and the class interval will be represented as I. That is the given data. Given data will not be represented in any way, but if you want, you can represent it in I. And the class mark will always be represented in xi. What is this xi? It is lower limit, what you have, plus upper limit divided by 2. Now, I'll not be knowing if you ask what is the between number of 90 to 100. If you say I don't know, at that time what are you going to, how are you going to find it out? At that time you are going to say what is the lower limit you have, from where, from 90 till where, till 100, and divided by 2. So 90 plus 100 is 190 divided by 2. 2 how much are 19? 2. Yeah. 2 6 8. 12 is number. Correct? Then I'm really sorry. Yeah, living apart. So 90 plus 100 divided by 2. If you do, you get now 190 divided by 2. And 190, if you go on cancelling, you will get 95 by 95 is the mid number between the 90 and 100. If this is the easier one, you can find it out. Now if I take, what is the number between 70 to 90? What is the number between 70 to 90? If you are doing it, you can say 80 is the mid number. But how? If you want how, or if someone in that meantime you will not be able to analyze it. If you know also, you won't be able to answer. At that time what happens? So you are going to calculate at that time. So what is the lower limit? It is 70. What is the upper limit? It is 90 divided by 2. So 7 plus 9 is how much? 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 2 is 16 divided by 2. So 2 how much are 16? 2 8s are 16. So 0 as it is. So the mid number is 80. I think you are clear with this class mark. Class mark, that is xi is the mid number of these two numbers, that is the lower limit and the upper limit. Now, yes, you have 90 here also, you have 90 here also. You have scored 89.9. Where will you consider it? Is it coming in A plus or A? When it is inside, even a point number, when it is inside, you are not going to round it off. You are going to say it as it is a A grade value. Why? Because it is inside 90. When it is inside 90, when the number what you have, it is inside the right side number, then it comes to the value of this, that is the A grade itself. When you have scored 90.1, when you have scored 90.1, does it lie in this A grade? No, it lies in A plus. Why? It is above 90. 90 inta jasti ide. One point difference allu jasti ide. So it is A plus. Here the point difference is less. So it is A grade. Did you understand where the number goes even in the point differences also? So this is the class interval where you have the numbers between two numbers is given, that is the class interval. And what is the class mark? That is what you are going to find, the numbers between the class interval. Whatever the class interval is given, the numbers what you wanted to find between them is the class mark. I think you have clear about the class interval and class mark. Do not get confused about these two. Okay? Yeah, this is one of the examples given in your textbook. What type of data is it? Is it group? No, it is not group. How are you going to say it is not group? Because I do not have my class marks given. Do you have anywhere class marks given? This class interval is being represented as I, and number of students what you get is represented as frequency, Fi. Where is my class marks? I need to find out my class marks. This is just an example to make sure that you are understanding about the topic. Okay. This is the class marks. How are you going to find out the class marks? As we know, the class marks formula is given as what? That is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Correct? Lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. You can go from top to bottom or bottom to top. It is your wish. From where? From top to bottom also you can go. From bottom to top also you can go. There is no issue in that. Now if I want to find out the class mark between 10 to 25, what are you going to do? What is the lower limit? Lower limit 10. You should score 10. 10 marks you should score. Then what is the upper limit? It is 25. So 10 plus 25 divided by 2. 10 plus 25 is 35 divided by 2. 35 divided by 2. 35 how much? 2 how much are? 35. 2 ones are 2. 2 sevens are 14.5. So it is, what is the class marks you get? 17.5 is the mid number between 10 to 25. Clear? Then what is the next one? What is the next one? It is 25 to 40. 25 to 40, you do it in your mind calculation itself. So 25, 20 plus 40 is 6. Correct? 2 plus 4 is 6 and 0 plus 5 is 5 itself. So it is 65. 65 divided by 2 is 3. 2 3s are 6 and 2 2s are 4. Correct? 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. You will be left with 1. If you put a point, it is 5. So it is 32.5. The mid number between 25 to 40 is 32.5. Next, 40 to 55. 40 to 55. So what are you going to do? 0 plus 5 is 5 itself. Then 4 plus 5 is 9. So it is 95. Correct? 95 divided by 2. 2 4s are 8. 1 you will be remaining. So it is 15. 2 7s are 14.5. So it is 47.5 is the mid value between 40 to 55 range. Now 50 to 55 to 70 range. So 5 plus 0 is 5 itself. Then 5 plus 7 is how much? So it is 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. So it is 125. 125 divided by 2. Clear? Check it once. 5 plus 0 is 5 itself and 5 and 7. Correct? 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. So 2, 6 and 12. 2 2s are 4.5. So it is 60. So it is 62.5. Then coming to 70 to 85. 0 plus 5 is 5 itself and 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. So it is 155 divided by 2. 155 divided by 2. 2 7s are 14. You will be left with 15 itself. So 2 7s are 14.5. So 77.5 is the mid value between 70 to 85. Then what else you have? 85 to 100. 85 to 100, how are you going to calculate this? 185. 185 divided by 2 is 2, 9s are 18, correct? 2 2s are 4.5. So this is the class marks what you have between the class intervals. What is the class interval? They will give you the least number and the highest number. What is the class marks? You are going to find the mid value of that least number and the highest number. Now, you know Fi and Xi. Now, what is the next column? What you wanted to find? Next is you are going to multiply F and Xi. Why should we multiply? What are we going to find it out? That will be a question mark. We are now going to find out mode. How is this mode? What is this mode? Once we calculate it, we'll start going through what is mode. How is this mode found it out? Okay. Now, what are we going to do in the next column? We are going to multiply these two, that is Xi and Fi. We are going to multiply Xi and Fi, or you can say it as Fi into Xi also. Okay, whatever F value you have, you are going to multiply with 17.5. 2 5s are 10, 1 carry, 2 7s are 14 plus 1 is 15, 1 carry, 2 1s are 2 plus 1, 3. So where is the dot? After one number you have a dot. So what is Fx given as? It is 35. Next, coming to the next number. 3 5s are 15, 1 carry, 2 3 2s are 6 plus 1 7, 3 3s are 9. So it is 97.5 is the Fx value for the second one. Coming to the third one. So it is 7 5s are 45, 4 carry, 7 7s are 49 plus 4. So 4 it is 7 7s are 49 plus 4 it is 53. So 3 5 carry, 7 4s are 28. 28 plus 4 is 32. Correct? Check it once. So 7 5s are 35, 3 carry, 7 7s are 49, 50, 51, 52. 52, 5 carry, 7 4s are 28, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it is 33. So 332.5 is the next value for Xi for the third frequency. Then coming to the fourth one, 6 5s are 30, 3 carry, 6 2s are 12, 12 plus 3 is 15, 1 carry, 6 6 are 36 plus 1 is 37. So you have a point, there is a point. Then 6 5s are, again it is 30, 3 carry, 6 7s are 42, 42 plus 3 is 45, 45, 4 carry, 6 7s are 42 plus 4 is 46. Next, 6 5s are 30, 3 carry, 6 2s are 12 plus 3 is 15, 1 carry, 6 9s are how much? 56, 56 plus 3 is 59. This is 59. Then, yes, we have found out Xi and Fi. Xi into Fi is also ready for us. Then what we are going to do? We are going to add this. That is sigma. When you are going to add n number of terms in one single column, then it is the sigma. That is the summation of the numbers. Summation. You are going to do summation of the numbers what you wanted. That is the summation of Fi. Then even here also you are going to do summation of Fi into Xi. Correct? It is the summation of Fi into Xi. Now when you do summation of Fi into Xi, 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 7. 5 plus 7. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 plus 6 is how much? 18 plus 2 is 20. 20 plus 4 is 24. 24 plus 6 is 30. So, what is the frequency what you get? The summation of Fi? Summation of Fi is 30. Correct? It is 30. Cross check, children. If I'm wrong also, please do cross check it. Then now, let me add decimal numbers and then go to the numbers after the decimal point. So, how many 5s are there in the decimal? Only 2 5s. So, it is 0. 5 plus 5 is 10. You will be remaining with 1. Now, 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 plus 7 is how much? 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. 13 plus 2 is 15. 15 plus 5 is 20. 20 plus 5 is 25. 25 plus 5 is 25 plus 5 is 30. 0, 3 carry. Now, 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 9. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. 18 plus 7. 18 plus 2 is 20. 20 plus 5 is 25. 25 plus 6. So 25 plus 5 is 30 and 1 it is 31. 31 plus 9 is 40. 0, 4 carry. You do not have any hundreds here, here it is. So 3 plus 4, 3 plus 4, 7. 7 plus 3, 10. 10 plus 4, 14. 14 plus 5 is 19. So you have 1900. Check is if I will be wrong. So check it once whether you get the answer correct. Yeah, here it is wrong. Correct? 6 5s are 30, 3 carry. 6 2s are 12. So 12 plus 3 is 15, 1 carry. 6 9s are 36. 36 plus 1 is 56 plus 1 is that's 54. I'm really sorry. 6 9s are 54 plus 1 is 55. Here also somewhere I've done a mistake. 6 plus 5 is 30, 3 carry. 6 7s are 42. 42 plus 3, 45. 4 carry, 6 7s are 42. 42 plus 4 is 46. Correct. Here 6 1s are 6 3. 6 2s are 12 plus 3 15. 6 6 are 36. 31 38. Then here 7 1s are it is done. Yeah. Now here is the mistake. Here is a mistake. Now I need to change. See, happens, children. Mistake happens. So we need to verify it, that's all. So it is 10, 1 carry. You have ones here. So let me go with this. 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 plus 7. 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 1, 13. 13 plus 2 is 15. 15 plus 5 is 15 plus 5 is 20. 20 plus 5 is 25 and this is 30. Okay, 3 carry. Then here 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. 18. 18 plus 2 is 20. 25. 25. 25 plus 6 is 31. 31 plus 6 is 31 plus 5 is 36. 3 carry. Okay, hundreds here. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it is 18186. That is 1860 is the summation of Fi and Xi. So now, how are you going to find the mean? Then how are you going to find the mean? Now, How are you going to find the mean? You are going to find the mean in the formula given as mean value. What is the mean value of this? What is the maximum? That is summation of fi divided by summation of fi and xi divided by summation of fi. So the highest number what you get divided by the lowest number what you had got. So what is the highest number? It is 1860. So what is the least number? That is 30. So 0, 0 gets cancelled. 3 ones are, 3 6 are 18, 3 3s are 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6. So it is 62. 62 is the mean value for the given frequency distribution. Correct? It is the sum value given in the distribution table. I think you have understood how to find out the mean when they have given you the class interval and number of students in the given tabular column. Clear? The next coming topic. Yeah. Now you have got some idea based on mean. Correct? Now let us go to mode. How you were calculating mode and median. Let me complete the median part and then go to the mode part. Okay. How was your median given? How were you calculating the median? Now you have known about the mean, correct? What is the mean value? Mean is represented in x bar, where it is the sigma of fx divided by sigma of fi. This is for grouped one. This is for grouped one. When it is of ungrouped, then you are going to ungroup in the sense where how it will be? It will be randomly given. It will be randomly given. The numbers will be randomly given. At that time, you are going to add all the numbers, divide. You are going to take the summation of all the numbers and divide how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 numbers you have. So now let me add it. So 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. Then 20 plus 7 is 27. 27 plus 7 is 34. 34 correct? 34 plus 8 is 34 plus 8. 34 plus 8 is 42. 42 plus 8 is 50. 50 plus 9 is 59. So it is 59. So let me add once again. So 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 8. 8 how many times you have? 1 8, 2, 3. 3 8. 3 8s are 24. 24 and 9. 24 plus 9 is 24. 25 24 plus 5. 24 plus 5 is 29. 29 plus 4 is 30. That one 32, 33. 33. 33 plus 7 is 40. 40 plus 9 is 40. Plus 9 is 49. 49 plus 10 is 59 itself. So 59 divided by what is the total number? How many numbers they have given? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 numbers. So now you are going to find mean for this. So 8 how much are? 59. 8 how much are 59? 8 8 are 64. So 8 6 are 48. 48 and 8 7s are 54. Correct? So it is 7. Before if it is, you will be getting 5. So if I put a point, it is again, so 54. 54 minus 59 is 5 itself. If I put a point, it is 50. So again it is 7. No, 6. So 8 6 are 48. So again you will be remaining with 2. If I put a 0, it is 20. So let me take it as 7.6 as the maximum value, and you will get 0 point. So it is 20, then you will get 2 as it, and it is again you will be left with another 4. Yes, then you will get 8 5s are 40. So it is 7.605025. So that will be the number for when you divide 59 divided by 8. That will be the value. So you have got an idea for a group data. How are you going to find out? And for ungrouped data, how are you going to find it out? Correct. Now we are going to talk about median. Now we are going to talk about median. How is this median formed by ungrouped data? You have median of two types. Okay, even median and odd median. So for example, if I take 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and let this be 4, 5. Okay. How many numbers I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is odd number, correct? 9 is the odd number. So median for odd. How was it given the median for odd? What is the formula for median for odd? N plus 1 divided by 2 term. Correct? How are you going to find it out? Yes, you know that you have 9 numbers and you will do 9 plus 1 as 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So you will count directly like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 9 is the value? No. You are going to arrange the numbers in the ascending order. Yes. Now we are going to arrange the numbers in the ascending order. What is ascending? Lower to the highest number. Descending is ulta. Higher to lower. Now we are going to arrange the numbers in the ascending order. Ascending order, what is the least number I have? 0. Then 1 I have, 2 I have, 3 I have, 4 I have, 5 I have, 6 I don't have, 7, 8 and 9. So what is the value? How many numbers I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. Okay, 9 numbers plus 1 divided by 2. So it is 10 divided by 2, which is fifth term. So the fifth term is the median of the given frequency. So what is the fifth term? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 is the median of the given frequency distribution. Correct? So this is the range of numbers what they have given you, and for this if they ask you to find out the median, this is the way you are going to find it. This is for ungrouped data and it is even number. It is for odd number. Now coming to the even number. Now coming to the even number. So let me add a number for the given frequency itself. So let me add here, what is left out? Let me add 10. So how many numbers got over? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10 numbers, correct? So it is even. The median what you are going to find for the given ungrouped data is for even numbers. Why it is even? You have 10 numbers. So what is the formula? N by 2th term. N by 2th term. Now, what is the condition to find out the median? You need to arrange the numbers in descending order. Are you going to arrange the numbers in descending order? No, you are going to arrange the numbers in ascending order. Now, arrange the numbers in ascending order. It is already arranged. What is the last number I need to put? This 10 is the last number I need to put. Now, how many numbers you have? 10. 10 divided by 2. So, 2 ones are 2, 5s are 10. So, with which term you are going to say it as a median? Fifth term. So let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again 4 is the median for even number. For odd number was also it is 4 and for even number is also 4. I think you have understood or you recall what is the formula to find out the mean value for an ungrouped data. Clear about this? Yes, I think you do not have any doubt regarding the median when you find it out for an ungrouped data. And the last thing, the last topic what you are going to learn is mode, correct? What is mode? How are you going to find it out mode? If I have a frequency distribution table or the given data is of, let me rearrange here itself. So this is 4 and 5, 8, and yeah, if this is the table, let me write it clearly so that you understand. Nice. So this is the given data what you have. Okay, now they will ask find the mode for the given data. Now how are you going to find mode? So many numbers are being repeated. How are you going to take which is mode? Then the number where you have the highest repetition. See, now 2 is also repeated. How many times it has been repeated? Only 2 times. If 4 is being repeated, yes, 4 is being repeated. How many times? 2 times only. So 2 and 4 it cannot be. 2 same. 5, it is also 2 times only. 6, it is also 2 times. But 8, how many times it has been repeated? It has been repeated 3 times. So, what is the value of mode? What you are going to find? The mode is being found out as the highest number of repetition. So, how many times does 8 has been repeated? It has been repeated 3 times. So, in the given data, 3, the highest number is repeated is 8 itself. How many times? 3 times. So, what is the mode you are going to write? 8. Clear? Now, this is the way you are going to find out mean, mode and median for an ungrouped data. These are the things what you have learned it in your 9th standard, correct? And the mean value what you have learned for a group data, just now we did it. That is mean sigma, that is x bar is given as sigma. If you are not able to remember the sigma, the formula, that is you can remember the highest number divided by the least number also. That is sigma fi xi divided by sigma fi. So this is the formula for a group data. For the exam, they'll ask you find out the mean for a group data or find out the mean for the given data. It has been, how are you going to find out the group data and ungrouped data? If it is given in the random way like this, it is an ungrouped data. If they give it with the class interval, frequency distribution table, if they give it in the class interval and frequency distribution table, yes, it is the group data. Did you understand? It is the group data. In the next coming classes, I'll be teaching you how to find out the median for the group data and how are you going to find out the mode for the group data. So keep revising, children, start studying. I'll meet you in the next class. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. In today's class, we have revised the previous class. What are the things we have studied, and in the 10th standard portion, we have studied the group